I do have a few rules and regulations to go through with you guys before we get started. First off, are these light check? Now, we've never had to use these in our 70 years of existence. And I'll use them today, just in case. Stick your head right through here, so just kind of wrap all the way around your body. Tight it back there, good to go for a nice flow throughout those sounds forever. I have 6 child life vests above my head, 23 adult life vests above your guys' head. Now, anybody tell me where the emergency exit is? Everywhere. Take it from the back to the side. Anybody don't see one of these steel things? Arms, legs, heads. Just about anything you want to take home with you inside those needles for your own portion. We're going to do until we get close to some rocks or trees. However, on the water portion, feel free to let it all hang out. Keep in mind this is a family tour. Also, please no standing, smoking, or cell phone calls on today's tour. If anybody needs garbage, there's one right there. Now, is this anybody's first duck tour? Yeah? Great, mine too.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome aboard the amphibious Duck Blue Sun. My name is Haley, and I'll be your tour guide, driver, and alligator wrestler on today's 8.5-mile tour. Half on land, half on water. Now, about a third of what I'm going to tell you guys is Wisconsin state fact. Another third is Native American legend. And the last third I like to call food thought, also known as some grainy baloney. I'll leave it up to you to decide which is which and what is what. Off to either side, you'll see some statues. These once had to top the Chicago Board of Trade until it was redecorated with a stick of dynamite in 1932. They were later purchased by Miss Holocaust to be used outside her home, Dawn Manor. Please keep Helen, Rob, and Dawn Manor in the back of your mind, because I'll be mentioning them again later on this tour. I guess what I'm trying to say here, folks, is don't take these statues for granted. A little more information about this duck. Blue Sun was built in 1942 by the GM Corporation to be used in World War II. She was later again used in the Korean conflict. She is 8 feet 2 inches wide, 9 feet tall, 32 feet long, and weighs in at a slim and slender 7.5 tons. She has 10 speed forward, 2 in reverse, high and low gear, 4 and 6 wheel drive, so 5 to 6 knots on the water, 55 miles per hour on land, and just the other day I got her going a whopping 200 miles per hour right off the exit cliff. Now, did I lose anybody back there? I'm just going to stop and do a quick head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good enough. If you do happen to fall off of today's tour, please be sure to grab onto the person next to you and take them out with you, because I don't stop for just one. sign of wildlife. If you look off to your left and down a little bit, you'll see a baby stop sign. How cute. Ahead of us are the S-curves. Now this is one of the more dangerous parts of today's tour. So if I could have everybody reach underneath your seats, grab those red safety belts, we'll be able to get on our way. Gotcha. Just like that, we have descended into the beautiful third down. Holds over 23 different types of birds, including the red for the green for the blue for the yellow for the ones for the black for the green for the repeat for the repeat for the interruption for the repeating for and the rarely seen is my personal favorite. She is visible first. Now you may have noticed the temperature difference. It's actually about 5 to 10 degrees cooler down here on any given day due to the canopy of trees above blocking out the sunlight, and the sandstone cliffs on either side holding in the moisture, acting as a natural air conditioner. Stop and check for traffic. Now I can't get a little bit bumpy here, folks, if I can have you all take your left hand, put on the seat in front of you, and with your right hand, plug your nose. And just like that, we're going to follow the Wisconsin River. I'm just introduced wheels, so you'll go to either side. We'll see them slowly sinking to the bottom. Coming up on your left, you'll see the W.J. Newman Dam, built in 1927 to hold back the rushing waters of Dell Creek, thus forming artificial Lake Delton. Many people believe this dam is to blame for the breach in 2008 when that is not the case. That dam did one heck of a job in the water, ultimately found an alternate route from the lake. Since that day, over $1.5 million has been put into this dam, creating an 80-foot spillway, ensuring a breach like that never occurs again. Alright, how would you guys like to go into the lake today? Fast or slow? Fast. Or better phrase, wet or dry? What? Alright, there'll be a slight mist coming up over the front end of the boat, getting myself and possibly the first row wet. But that'll be nothing compared to the huge tidal waves coming up over the back end of the boat. So if you guys do have any valuables on the ground, I highly recommend you pick those up now. Because anything that washes up to the front, I give you keep. Except for small children, please take those back. Yeah, well, let's talk about that tidal wave. But don't worry, as I mentioned before, this is artificial Lake Delton. Therefore filled with artificial water, so technically you're not really wet. If I can have everybody look out the back end of the boat towards that house. Well, that has absolutely nothing to do with today's tour. But when you guys go home, you'll now be able to tell your friends and family you had the very rare opportunity to look out the rear end of a duck. side of Dawn Manor. Off the right, you'll see your best view of the breach. Just imagine 4 lakeside houses standing there before they were swept away with the water. Now, I must say I did get pretty lucky that day. Just barely missed my house. Scenic Park, hosts a variety of animals, including white-tailed deer, turkey-bucket squirrels, skunks, lions, tigers, bears, oh my. If you happen to see any lions or bears, please be sure to let me know and I'll do my best to swerve and run them over. I have a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. You're the original Wisconsin Ducks. We're all die-hard Green Bay Packer fans, and we just can't stand those lions and bears. Now, do we happen to have any Lions or Bears fans on the tour today? Yes, no. No. That's good, 'cause it's a long walk back. Hold on tight, because here comes Roller Coaster Hill. Take that, Six Flags. Now, who wants to try Roller Coaster Hill in reverse? Off to the right, you will see Last Grosse Pointe, given its name for two reasons. The first being this is the last good look you guys are going to get of the Wisconsin River on today's tour. And the second, well, we are now sitting atop of Suicide Hill. For the day I've been having, this might be the last good look any of us get of anything. But don't worry if you're afraid of heights like I am. Just cover your eyes. Now, I think there was a right turn coming up here. And if you look down to the right, you'll see the 40-foot drop that gives Suicide Hill its name. But don't worry, here the ducks are very safety conscious, and I personally installed that steel mesh barricade. I know what you're thinking. Haley, that's just chicken wire. Oh, wait at the hardware store. Sure, see if they can hold back the chicken. They can most certainly hold back a duck. The lab you'll see Lake of the Dells, founded in 1943 for the sole purpose of breeding the Wisconsin state bird, the mosquito. Now at the end of the summer we like to pack up all those mosquitoes because we no longer have any use for them. So we throw them all in that brown box right there, ship them up to our friends in Minnesota, just like we did Brett Favre. Redbird Gorge, that narrow is 18 6 inches wide. You think this is tricky? Just wait till we go over the bridge. Hold on tight, this is a fast turn. Black Hawk Gorge, given its name after the famous Native American chief Black Hawk. He was known for being quite the poet, so if you guys don't mind, I'd like to recite one of his poems for you. that okay? Goes like this. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playgrounds where I spend most of my day. Chilling all max and relaxing all cool, just shoot some b-ball outside school when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got one little fight with my mom downstairs and said you're moving like the auntie in Uncle in Bel Air. So beautiful it brings tears to my eyes. Someone, or even an attractive stranger, feel free to lean over and give them a big, fat $5 bill. Off to the right, you'll see the Dogwood Tree. Dogs for their rough bark. And on the left, you'll see what we like to call our U.S. government tree, easily distinguished by its crooked branches. Tree plantation. As I mentioned before, about a century ago, a forest fire came through this area, demolishing all the vegetation and animal life. Until 1934, when Nintendo and I bought this land and restored it. That's where ducks party all summer and hibernate in the winter. That tan shed in the center is where we have our 7-year-round full-time mechanics we lovingly call our quack doctors. Now, just like any doctor, you can't save all your patients, so off to your left you'll see our dog cemetery. Mayonnaise rust in pieces. On behalf of the original Wisconsin Ducks and myself, I'd like to thank you all for coming on my tour today. If you enjoyed it, my name is Haley. If you didn't, my name is Linda. Please be sure to remain seated until I'm able to exit the boat. Also, double check you have all of your belongings. So most importantly, have a great rest of your day.